Show you guys quickly how I turned this thing right here, which is a data set of player salaries from Major League Soccer, into this thing right here, which is a dashboard that allows you to sort of see different information about how sort of expenditures on player salaries has changed from 2007. 2007 is kind of the unique sort of pivotal year, no pun intended, or maybe slightly, for Major League Soccer, because this is kind of the introduction of the designated player rule, which allowed American soccer teams to bring in more expensive, probably more famous players, usually international, but sometimes American, at higher salaries by paying something over having designated players who basically could get who could be paid over the salary cap, and only a certain portion of that, not a portion, but only a certain amount would be charged against their salary cap. And it's kind of was probably introduced. I mean, it was introduced the year that David Beckham came into this league. So it's kind of been a strategy used by the league, but whatever. Regardless of the origin of it, let's take a look at how we can make this dashboard. And so basically, I downloaded these CSV files. As you can see, they're here from 2007 on through to 2017. It has 6 columns, just the club, the name, last, first, position, what's called base salary, and then guaranteed compensation. So sometimes people will have a contract in which basically a certain amount will be guaranteed, and so that's basically what I used to calculate the salaries by year. You try to make a bunch of different visualizations. You can see, for example, all the player salaries by year. This is today's 2023. You can take a look at. Basically, I changed some variables that combine the first and last name to have a full name for the player. So that would have been kind of interesting, rather than having separate columns. And you can just see, go by year, certain interesting to see, what the players are getting paid. I have here the total annual club salaries, so you just sum up all of the salaries, group them by the club. So as you can see, in 2007 we have the LA Galaxy, which kind of because of the David Beckham thing, as you can see, you have here let's go back to 2007 and see, you have here David Beckham. So this kind of is why LA Galaxy is so much over the rest of the league. Probably could have done like a league average thing, but that's fine. And so you just select this drop down, you select by year, 2008, again it's LA Galaxy. Let's take a look at 2023. We have Inter Miami, which, if you guys know anything about the sport, that's the new home club of, the greatest player to ever play the game, Lionel Messi. So that's a big reason why they have the biggest expenditure. So this is basically adding up all of the salaries of the players on the roster and just looking at what each club is. You can also see there's way more clubs here in 2023 than there would have been in 2007. There's been a gradual expansion from 12 leagues teams to I believe it's 25 now or 24. Or so this is basically or is it 29? All right, so this is yeah, all right. So this is kind of, I guess, pretty interesting. Then next I just created a separate dashboard to show, or dashboard component to just show, like, I called it Millionaires Row. It's basically any player whose salary is over $1 million. And as you can see, in 2007, you only have 4, but in 2023, you have 114. So there's just been, that's far beyond the rate of inflation. It's the growth of the league. So I also have a separate thing that just counts how many of these rows there are. So how many millionaires, and then when you look at this dashboard, you have, millionaires row, how many, 114. In the year 2023, we look at 2014, we have 15. So that's kind of interesting. And then to sort of show the contrast of how MLS has grown compared to, like, the median salary in the United States per household, I can just show here are 2007. It's actually less. Median is probably more interesting because if average is getting distorted by players like Beckham and Messi, so I would rather just look at the median value. I think it's more indicative of certain trends. So you see 2007, 2008, 2009. So as you can see, over time, the MLS median overtakes the U.S. That could be also because of the global, the economic recession of 2008, 2009. But as you can see, MLS keeps growing. Or, well, I guess it didn't grow from that year, but it just steadily keeps. And let's just uncheck these last ones. Let's see, from 2014, 15, 16, we see a steady growth of the MLS median salary. Yeah, let's uncheck these so we can just take a. So right now we're at 2020, 282. Well, last year, the year before, would have been 250,000. This year, or the year previous, would have been closer to about 280,000. I don't have the data for 2023 because I pulled this from the Fed, economic data from the St. Louis Fed, and it doesn't have this value for 2023. And you'll also ask, where did I get this information from, since this ends at 2017. Well, it turns out this original bunch of data came from the MLS Players Association. So they publish annual, basically the same thing annually for indicating level of compensation. So that's 2023. So I just went through here, downloaded each one into PDF format, converted them into Excel's sheets, and then modified them so they could fit with the existing data, the data structures that's in Tableau. And so then that's why I have these years 2018, 19, and 2021, 22, and then, we don't have the. Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. It's just a short little visualization. Um, I think we'll see how this goes as years goes along. Really kind of simple to update. I'll just wait for the next year's players report, salary report to come out. Maybe update the stuff from the Fed. So yeah, so that's kind of interesting. It's not super fancy or anything, but I think it gives you a quick, good snapshot overview of some of the trends in Major League Soccer. It's kind of becoming the fifth major sport, really, league sport behind, the big, obviously you got the NFL, the NBA, you got Major League Baseball. NHL is still above that. It's kind of the way I would really see the peak of what MLS could be is breaking in sort of on even with the NHL, but that's probably a couple years down the line. So, anyways, I appreciate your attention. I hope you found this informative. I hope you like this dashboard. I suppose I could do a little bit more sprucing up to get it a little more, get the color more, less bland in the background, but I got some of these colors in here with the different, as the amounts, increase, changes the shading in different colors, and then there's these contrasts. So overall, it's took me a little bit of time because I've just brand new learning to Tableau, but after doing a couple tutorials and working through this data and trying to add some of my new stuff, the other stuff, it's kind of interesting. So yeah, hope you guys liked it, and hope you guys have a good one. So long.